Great song there from Bisakedi. I tell you, some music from Ghana is doing really nice lately. I'm proud of some of the music coming from Ghana. Okay, now sometimes you can hear a story and it really touches your heart. That's what happened to me when I heard the story about Arthur Bucknor. I was so moved, I thought I'll share his story with you. And what better way than to have the man himself talk about his story. Arthur Bucknor, welcome to Morning Ride.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy you accept our invitation to be here.
Well, you know, whenever you can give an inspirational message, it's always good to broadcast it if you can.
Excellent. Okay, now, I really want to talk about the stroke that you had and how it affected your life. Okay. But before then, let's talk about life before the stroke. You were living in New Jersey?
Yeah, I actually lived in North Carolina.
Okay.
And then I moved to New Jersey. I was an art professor in the university in California. And it was not actually a stroke, it was a tumor that I had.
Okay.
And before that, I was a globetrotter. I traveled all over, went to different countries and worked in the United Nations and just did a whole lot of exploring around the world and stuff like that. And in the meantime, I was doing my artwork on the side. I'd go to fairs and stuff around the country to display my work. The ironic thing was my dad was an artist as well. And I guess it was in our family, so I didn't take it as seriously as I did after my injury. Okay. But it was just for fun at first, but it means a lot more now.
Your art that you're talking about, yes. Okay, I want to talk about your life really before. So you used to paint not for a living, but you lived to paint. That's what you said.
Yes, I sold painting, did a lot of exhibitions as well. I mean, I made a good living at it, but I had a regular job where I taught. So it was important for me to paint, but I just painted just for the fun and the enjoyment of it, you know. So that's the reason why I painted so much before my injury.
Before your injury. Now you're Ghanaian, but you were born in the States.
Yeah,
you were born in New York.
Ithaca, New York. Yes.
Okay, and you were raised in New York.
For a little while, and then I came to go to secondary school here in Fantsipim.
You went to Fantsipim. Okay,
yes.
you're a Fantsipim boy.
Yes,
right.
All day.
Okay.
So I came back. My parents brought me back. At first, I really hated it because I wasn't used to. We were having that discussion earlier, and. But it's been the best thing that could ever happen to me because I came back and I love being here, even with all our idiosyncrasies. It's all still home to me. Okay,
so you were working in New York, and then what happened? You had the tumor. Tell us the story.
Okay, well, I was working in New York, and then I moved to California. I did a lot of different things, but I went to North Carolina lastly. My mother passed away, so we came to Ghana, all my sisters, and I came to Ghana to bury her. And when I came, I decided to stay because I wanted to work on radio. So I got a job on a radio station, and I was just here. But I was getting this excruciating pain in the small of my back, like behind my neck. And I just attributed it to having headaches or migraines for so many years. I didn't take it very seriously until it started affecting my leg, where I couldn't stand on it and do certain things. I still didn't even think it was going to be that serious. I mean, tumor, that's the last thing that was on my mind. And then all of a sudden, I had to go to the hospital. They said, oh, it's nothing wrong. You just have a herniated disc.
The hospital here?
Yeah, or? 37, yeah.
Okay, Ghana.
But my sister's husband, who's a neurologist, was visiting, and he did a couple of tests, and he realized, he said, you know, he's got to go to America like yesterday, because if he doesn't, I might be paralyzed, you know, all the way through. He didn't say that to me, of course, to his wife, who's my sister, and then I went to America, and I was admitted in the hospital on the 11th of August of 2010, and had surgery, a 13-hour surgery, on the 18th of August.
Wow. Yeah. So if you had stayed in Ghana, it would have been a different story.
We wouldn't have this conversation, that's for sure.
Hospitals. Hospitals.
You know, that's a whole nother...
That's another whole show altogether,
yeah, definitely.
Wow. Okay, if you don't mind me asking, how old were you when this happened?
I was 47.
That's not really old to be getting tumors and strokes and things.
No, not at all.
So prior to that, you were a healthy young man.
I was fine. I rode a bicycle. I was very in good shape, and I was in good shape, you know, and I don't know. It was something that I was told was a defect when I was born. Your cerebellum gets pushed inward. And so the fluid that goes through your brain to your cerebellum ends up on your spine. And over time, it grew into a tumor.
Wow.
Yeah.
And, okay, so prior to the tumor, you used to paint. This was something you did before or after?
No, these are all after.
They're after the tumor. Okay.
I was lefty.
Then, I was about to ask you, you were left-handed before the tumor.
I was a leftist painter, and then I lost use of my left hand, so You were
bedridden for months?
For years.
For years?
Yeah.
Your sister was looking after you?
All my sisters. I mean, big up to all my sisters who took really good care of me, you know, Dorothy, Eugenia, Harriet, and Philomena.
So somebody who's used to drawing with your left hand,
and then all of a sudden you can't anymore.
Use it.
I used to cry, and I was so depressed because this is what I love to do more than anything else, or besides being on the radio. But I was just so depressed, and my sister kept saying, just try it, you know, it can't hurt. So I started painting with my right. If you saw my early pieces, you wouldn't believe the accuracies that I have in my paintings today. It was really bad. So for about a year before she had me do an exhibition in her house for me, and then I had another one at the Rehabilitation Center that I was, and then I realized that as I kept trying and trying and trying, I was becoming a better painter. And now I have to say that the stuff that I do now is not as accurate as the stuff that I do with my left hand, but the creativity is taking on another.
So it's a different style now?
It's similar, but this is more the traditional style that I did.
Right. Okay, so this is something you've done recently?
This is something I did about late last year called Damba Takai.
Damba.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, this is more the traditional style that I did before, and this is more the breakaway that I came up with.
Let's have a look at this one. The break. So this is.
It's upside down, actually.
It's upside down.
Yeah,
Only the artist can interpret their art. I always say that. You go to an exhibition and you're looking and you think, I wonder what this piece means.
Yes.
But only the artist
Only one
knows.
can explain it to you. Different inspirations.
Okay, so this one.
Yeah, it's called I Got My Eyes on You because I think that we need to see.
Lovely.
Yeah, our eyes are the windows to our soul.
Yes,
so
totally.
That's right. You know, I put this piece together. 2014, it was done.
Wow. So you're still painting. It's not.
Yeah, I
something
paint
that you paint.
still. I paint quite seriously, not as much as I used to, but I still paint. You know, I paint pretty much every single day. You know, but not as many hours as possible, but back and forth. And I work on a radio station on the weekends, so I do this during the week, and I paint.
Have you had any exhibitions in Ghana?
I've had.
See you soon?
I've been propositioned to do a couple of exhibitions, but you know, in Ghana, you just have to make sure you have some stuff together before you actually say that you're going to do it. So, but I sell my paintings because of people in America that used to buy my paintings before I got ill, and because now there's kind of a story behind it. Some people find it a little interesting to have my post and pre-painting, so I sell quite a bit to people in America, you know, as much as I do here as well. So
okay. Now you said before the tumor, you used to travel a lot. You're very active. Obviously, it's affected your life.
I have a son, and I think that, you know, in an indirect kind of way, this that happened to me grounded me a little bit because I think that I was a bohemian. You know, us artists. You know when I use that word, what I mean, bohemian. You know, we live outside the box, and it doesn't fit into your traditional 9 to 5. I got a wife and kids type of thing. You know, it wasn't really my style. And so I enjoyed being alone and traveling all the world. But now, of course, I've seen a lot. So I'm a little older, and I'm not as caught up in trying to do those things as I used to be before. So even though I've not been as active as I wanted to be before, I don't feel like I've missed out on anything because I've been to all over the place, and I've done so many different things. Had exhibitions in Germany, in Croatia, all over. So
lovely.
Yeah. So I'm.
And you still have life.
Yeah,
you still have life.
I'm cool, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm happy where I am. I'm bonding with my son. I'm getting to know my son very well, and it's been quite a calming and chill effect it had for me. So
now, briefly, what radio station can people catch you on? 'Cause I know you do radio.
Yeah. 107.1 Oman FM on Saturdays and Sundays at 10 p.m. So if you ain't got nothing better to do, check me out.
I'm sure even if you have better things to do, still check you out. They should still check you out. Well, thank you so much for joining us in the morning ride. I appreciate you coming.
No problem.
Then we'll look out for your exhibitions and we'll definitely come and support you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much.
All right.